As we said, Perma-Grit Tools can be used on a very wide range of materials, and on this board I have one or two of the more common ones that it's used to cut. We can use it on slate, plastics, hardwood such as plywood, spruce, softwood such as balsa wood, all types of foam, acrylics and composite material, whether they're made from Kevlar, carbon fibre or fiberglass. So now what we're going to do is show you some of the tools cutting these products. Right, let's start off with a common material used in aeromodelling, and that is polystyrene foam. This is actually not the easiest material to cut with conventional tools because it tends to tear. Now if we just take one of the tools and try cutting some of this, you'll see the effectiveness of this product. As stated before, the tools cut in any direction, so because they cut both ways, they never chip or tear the product. And as you can see, we've got a very nice fine finish there. The next material we'll cut is balsa wood. So using the same tool, let's cut some. As we can see, it's a clean cut again. Cutting in both directions, it leaves a perfect finish both ways. Next we'll cut some plywood, again using the same tool. First of all, we'll cut a piece of 1/8 light ply. Notice how clean the cut is again. All these cuts are actually done with the coarse grit tools, which is the ones that we recommend for most modelling needs. The fine tools are just used for fine finishing. I also have some much thinner plywood here. This is mirror ply, and I'll just show you that it will cut this again without chipping or tearing. Again, perfect cut in both directions. As I said before, these tools are extremely effective on all composite material and are used for building light aircraft and also used by all the Formula 1 racing teams. So let's cut some carbon fibre now. Again, as you can see, it cuts without chipping or tearing, even the gel coat. And although the tool can look as if it may be clogged with the black carbon fibre, generally a couple of sharp taps on the table will clear most of the material. The tools are able to cut any composite material, no matter how thick or thin, without chipping or tearing. So now I'll cut some very thin fiberglass sheet to show you just how effective these tools really are. You can see exactly how thin this material is, and even though I'm using the coarse Perma-Grit, this will cut this without chipping or tearing. There we go, we can see quite clearly it hasn't chipped the material at all. If you recall, we mentioned spar slotters earlier on in the video, and I'll now demonstrate the 6mm spar slotter cutting some balsa wood extremely accurately. As you may remember, the grit is only on one face of this tool, no grit on the side, so it's forced to cut a perfect 6mm slot. So here we go on a piece of balsa wood to demonstrate. And now you can see this tool has cut the perfect slot because it cannot cut sideways due to the fact it has a safe edge both sides. Now let's take a look at the tungsten carbide cut-off discs fitted to a Dremel, and we'll cut various materials with this product. So as we can see, the cut-off disc will cut a wide range of materials without chipping or tearing. And remember, unlike the conventional disc, you're very unlikely to snap this one. We'll now cut similar type of materials using one of the rotary burrs. The one I've selected is the drum, which, if you recall, will cut on the end face. So here we have a piece of polystyrene foam. Using the drum, I'll hollow out a small hole. This has actually done a very clean cut and a smooth face on the bottom. Can be used for cutting out wheel wells and servo trays. We'll now use the tool to cut the other products that I cut earlier with the cutting disc. Notice on all these materials it cuts cleanly without chipping or tearing, be it the carbon fibre, plexiglass, plywood or the foam. So finally, let's have a look at the sanding block, cutting a couple of materials. First of all, we're going to cut some polystyrene foam. That's with the coarse side. Flip the block over for the fine. 2 or 3 good strokes, and there we can see it's cut it perfectly. And one of the best uses for the sanding block is for truing up edges, especially leading edges and trailing edges of control surfaces. Here we have a mould which has been taken from a Sukhoi 35 model jet, and as you can see on the leading edge it has some flash from the mould. Using the sanding block we can easily remove this very accurately.